students. In this video, we will review questions number 68 to 72 of the 2024 SHSAT Practice Exam Form B. Grab a notebook and pencil and let's get started. Question number 68. What is the value of n expressed as a fraction? Let's solve. N equals 0.13 plus 207 over 100. It's easiest to convert 0.13 into a fraction. Since this decimal represents 13 hundredths, we can convert it to 13 over 100. So now we are adding 13 over 100 plus 207 over 100. Since the denominators are the same, we can go ahead and add the numerators and keep the denominator. 13 plus 207 becomes 220 over 100. Now we need to express the fraction in simplest form. Let's see what we can cancel out. We will cancel out a 0 in the numerator and denominator, and I also noticed that both 22 and 10 are divisible by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 22 divided by 2 is 11. Our final fraction is 11 over 5. Therefore, F is the correct answer. Let's head over to the next problem. Number 69. The perimeter of a 12-sided polygon is 100 centimeters. The length of one side is 25 centimeters. The length of another side is 35 centimeters. The remaining sides are equal in length to one another. What is the length of each of the remaining sides in centimeters? Let's set up an equation. This polygon has a total perimeter of 100 centimeters, so that is our total. We also know that one side is 25 centimeters and another side is 35 centimeters. Finally, we have 10 remaining sides that all have the same length. So our equation is 25 plus 35 plus 10 times the length of the remaining sides equals a total of 100. Since 35 plus 25 is 60, we have 60 plus 10x equals 100. We will now subtract 60 on both sides. We have 10x equals 40, and finally we can divide by 10 on both sides. So x equals 4. The length of each of the remaining sides is 4 centimeters, therefore A is the correct answer. Number 70. Xiao Chen has a box that contains 4 green cards, 7 yellow cards, and 6 red cards. She randomly draws one card at a time from the box and does not return the card to the box after they have been drawn. The first card she draws is yellow. The second card she draws is green. What is the probability that the third card she draws will also be green? This is a without replacement probability problem. We know this because in the problem it says she does not return the cards. So let's calculate the probability. The probability of getting a yellow card on the first draw would be 7 out of the total. So 7 plus 4 plus 6 is 17. So the probability of getting a yellow would be 7 out of 17. If she got yellow on the first try, there are no longer 17 cards in the box. It's going to shift down to 16. The probability of drawing a green card on the second try would be 4 out of 16. Remember, since she took the yellow card out, the total is now adjusted. So the probability of green is 4 out of 16. Since one green card is taken out on the second draw, the probability of getting a green card again is going to be adjusted. Instead of 4 green cards, there are now 3 remaining, and instead of a total of 16 cards, there are now 15 remaining. When we express this fraction in simplest form, we will divide both the numerator and denominator by 3. So we now have 1/5. So E is the correct answer. Let's continue. Number 71. Each number in a sequence is 3 more than twice the number that comes just before it. If 93 is a number in the sequence, what number comes just before it? Let's translate the word problem into an equation. We typically represent sequences using the following notation. A sub n would represent one number in the sequence, and A sub n minus 1 would represent the number that came right before it. Consider these just variables, but the subscripts help us to understand where the number is positioned within the sequence. So right now the problem says each number in a sequence, so let's say A sub n, that's the number that we're working with right now, is equal to, so is typically translates to an equal sign. 3 more than is going to require us to add 3, twice the number that comes just before it. So the number that comes right before A sub n will be A sub n minus 1. Again, these are just variables to help us understand where the number is positioned in the sequence. If 93 is a number in the sequence, what number comes just before it? So A sub n will be equal to 93, and then we're going to set that equal to 2 times A sub n minus 1 plus 3. We can subtract 3 on both sides. We now have 90 equals 2 times A sub n minus 1. We will divide by 2 on both sides. And now we have 45 equals A sub n minus 1. So the number that came right before 93 in the sequence is 45. The correct answer is choice D. Let's check our work just to make sure. If 45 is the number that came right before it, the problem states that we would have to multiply 45 times 2. So 2 times 45 is 90, and then add 3. So this becomes 90 plus 3, which is in fact 93. Let's continue. Number 72. On a map, the distance between Deshawn's house and Zin's house is 5.4 inches. If 2 inches on the map represents 3 miles, what is the distance between these 2 houses in miles? We can use a proportion to solve. On the map, 2 inches represents 3 miles. On the map, the distance between Deshawn's house and Zin's house is 5.4 inches. The question is asking us to figure out the total distance in actual miles. So we can place 5.4 over x. Now that we have a proportion, we can cross multiply to solve. We have 2x equals 3 times 5.4. I can go ahead and divide both sides here by 2. Let's figure out the final value of x. I'll start by simplifying what we can. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and I can go ahead and divide 5.4 by 2. 2 into 5 goes 2 times, remainder 1, and 2 into 14 is 7. So 5.4 divided by 2 is 2.7. So x equals 3 times 2.7. When we multiply 2.7 times 3, we have 3 times 7 is 21, 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. We have 8.1 miles. So H is the correct answer. If you learned something in this video, please go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.